Simeone celebrated in true karma fashion after knocking Barcelona out. Once again, he completely shattered their Champions League dreams. After Yamal's bold comments at the press conference, Atletico Madrid came into the game fully focused, defending as a team from start to finish. Former Barcelona player Clément Lenglet made a terrible mistake, and Yamal opened the scoring for Barca in just the 4th minute. Just 20 minutes later, Ferran Torres scored with a shot from an almost impossible angle, and it looked like the comeback was on the cards. But Simeone immediately deployed an ultra-tough tactic against Yamal. He was constantly surrounded by 5 or 6 players. Then Barcelona's defense made another mistake, and Luchman scored the decisive goal, knocking Barca out of the tournament. Atletico's disrespectful celebrations completely ignited the fury of the eliminated Barcelona players, creating a real explosion of emotions on the pitch. Right after Barcelona were knocked out, Simeone turned to the stands and made a gesture that said, "Go home and go to sleep." Rafinha ran onto the pitch like a true captain. First, he comforted Yamal, then he started calming down the rest of the players. Yamal himself took responsibility and tried.
As a member of Blackpink, Lisa has won millions of fans with her flexible dance moves and sweet vitality. She is regarded as a human Barbie in the hearts of fans worldwide, but in recent years, she has been caught in various controversies. She has completely shed her youthful image and become a highly talked about superstar. She has been spotted on vacations and meeting parents with Frédéric Arnault, the third son of LVMH. Her implicit response at the concert has almost confirmed the relationship. Some people envy this wealthy romance, while others suspect she is using the rumors to gain resources. The Crazy Horse Paris performance in 2023 became a turning point for her public image collapse. The high-intensity performance triggered opposing public opinions between the East and the West. Asian netizens accused her of being unqualified as an idol, while the Western fashion industry praised her for breaking through herself. Since then, Lisa's stage style has completely turned to sexiness. Frequent high-intensity moves have caused huge controversy, and she was criticized for bringing a nightclub vibe to concert. Meanwhile, incidents such as styling failures, family boundary disputes, and racial disrespect have occurred one after another. Hera rose to fame for her role as Lee Sarah in The Glory. She plays a crazy and vicious bully on screen, but her off-screen controversies are more shocking than the plot, making her the most ironic real-life actor. In 2023, Dispatch exposed solid evidence that she was a core member of a delinquent group in junior high school. Multiple victims confirmed her misdeeds, such as blackmailing classmates, forcing juniors to run errands, and ordering theft. Although she wrote a handwritten apology letter, she denied taking the initiative to commit violence. She also asked to delay the exposure, fearing it would affect the broadcast of her new drama. Her inconsistent attitude was widely mocked by netizens. The behind-the-scenes details of The Glory are also eye-catching. The screenwriter cast her for her innate crazy vibe. She did not wear underwear to fit the role and acted with a real snake during filming. Off-screen, she is a huge fan of Song Hye-kyo. She was criticized by the director for being too gentle during their scenes together. She was also exposed for sexually harassing fellow industry workers. Her career plummeted after the school violence incident. She made a low-key comeback through musicals after 2 years of silence.
Why do some celebrities never wear comfortable shoes in public? Ariana Grande is almost the same height as Sabrina Carpenter, but she always wears much higher heels, which have always been part of her signature style. Jenna Ortega, even with heels, still cannot reach the height of Wendell and Christie. But the only one who does not need heels, yet still wears them, is Taylor Swift. She is approximately 1.78 meters tall. Even with heels, she remains shorter than her fiancé. The Kardashian side-eye look is something everyone wants to avoid. Doja Cat was covered in 30,000 crystals at the Schiaparelli fashion show. And when Kylie Jenner sat only 2 seats away, she could not hide her facial expressions. It was an awkward moment when they greeted each other. Kendall Jenner and Lisa arrived at the red carpet at the same time. But when the photographers kept shouting Lisa's name and giving her all the attention, Kendall gave her the most intense side-eye of all. Many stars fear tripping over, but the only one who breaks the rules and wears the most comfortable clothes is Billie Eilish. She usually appears in baggy outfits.
Tom Holland solo permite que un solo hombre se acerque a Zendaya. Solo esta persona puede tocar el abdomen de Zendaya, acercarse a su pecho y rodear su cintura con naturalidad. Este hombre especial es el estilista exclusivo de Zendaya, Law Roach. Zendaya le arregla personalmente el collar, le ofrece bebidas voluntariamente y ambos aparecen juntos con frecuencia en la alfombra roja llevándose muy bien. Law Roach también reveló detalles sobre la relación amorosa entre Tom Holland y Zendaya. En sus primeros años en Disney, Zendaya no tenía tanta fama como otros artistas de la época y las marcas de lujo no querían prestarle vestidos de alta costura. Law Roach creó y combinó personalmente sus looks. Incluso rechazó la oportunidad de estilizar a otras celebridades muy famosas. Siempre lleva puesta una gorra, viste ropa sencilla y discreta, y baja intencionalmente su propia presencia para no quitar protagonismo a Zendaya. En cada aparición pública le arregla con cuidado el vestido. La mayoría de los demás estilistas visten de forma llamativa y ostentosa, y la gente suele confundirlos con la pareja de la celebridad. Law Roach sigue soltero hasta el día de hoy. No solo se encarga de la ropa de Zendaya, sino que creó un estilo de moda único para ella. Muchos de sus looks...
He slapped the other player hard without hesitation, acting as if he was casually playing football. This real-life incident saw Neymar Jr. lose his temper. slap Robinho Jr. violently and verbally threaten him during a closed training session at Santos FC this weekend. The trouble began when young forward Robinho Jr. humiliated Neymar Jr. with an unexpected fancy dribble move. The session was meant for players who missed the derby, yet a physical clash broke out between the number 10 star and the rising youngster, forcing club management to step in. On Sunday, Robinho's tricky skill annoyed Neymar Jr., who asked him to stop the playful taunts. Tensions quickly grew from verbal bickering to pushing each other. Witnesses said the furious Neymar Jr. tripped Robinho Jr. before slapping him directly. The situation turned highly tense, and Robinho's team reported the matter to the club president. Shortly afterwards, Neymar Jr. attempted to ease the conflict, contacting the young player and his family to apologize, hoping to preserve their off-pitch friendship. Santos FC tried to downplay the incident, calling it a typical training ground dispute, similar to other recent player arguments. However, Robinho Jr. suffered serious emotional harm. What were the Paris Saint-Germain footballers doing? 5 years ago, Vitinha was playing for Rubin Kazan in the Russian league as a talented player, almost unknown to the general European public. Ousmane Dembele, at 23 years old, was going through a difficult time at Barcelona, marked by injuries and inconsistent performances, a reality that seems to belong to another lifetime. Back then, Bradley Barcola was just a 17-year-old youth player in the Olympique Lyon Academy who did not even dream of making his professional debut. Vitinha, at 20 years old, was trying to make a name for himself at Wolverhampton in England after leaving Porto on loan, searching for his own identity, which he has now fully found. In Paris, Achraf Hakimi was experiencing his spectacular breakthrough at Inter Milan after leaving Real Madrid, establishing himself as the best fullback in the world. Nuno Mendes was bursting onto the scene with overwhelming strength at Sporting CP in Portugal at just 18 years old, becoming the big revelation of the Portuguese league. Thanks to his physical power, Desire Dow was just a 14-year-old kid in the youth ranks of Stade Rennais when this player failed his clearance. The crowd witnessed a very strange scene. The entire opposing team suddenly stopped running, as if they already knew he wouldn't manage to recover the ball. Even the nearby defender let him go laughing, not realizing that the player was actually much faster than he thought. But the strangest moment came when the ball was played, again as it slightly went out of bounds, frustrating the opponent, who then let the player continue and score. Then came an even more bizarre situation. When the player took a long throw in, the ball went straight toward the goal. According to the rules, if the ball goes directly into the net from a throw-in, it doesn't count as a goal, and the game should restart with a goal kick. However, in this case, the goalkeeper panicked as the ball approached and touched it, making the goal valid, and then complete chaos as another throw-in was taken, and the ball crossed the box untouched. A man in uniform, but without a number on his shirt, suddenly appeared. He struck a powerful shot, scored an unbelievable goal, and ran off celebrating. The only problem?
100 years later, Marilyn Monroe remains synonymous with sexiness. Yet beneath this admiration lies a lifetime of pain and struggle. In her brief 36 years, she was constantly trapped by the label of sexiness. Even after death, she could not escape being misinterpreted. Monroe's sexiness was never intentional. It was a commercial symbol created by Hollywood. Behind her platinum curls and bright red lips were the torments she endured to maintain her image, the stereotype of the dumb blonde. Further imprisoned her soul, a turbulent and traumatic childhood made her spend her whole life chasing love and security. But broken marriages and the pain of multiple miscarriages pushed her into the abyss. In her later years, anxiety, depression, and drug dependence made her vulnerability in front of the camera misread as deliberate sexiness. What is most lamentable is that 100 years later, we still consume her sexiness, yet ignore her suffering. Her vulnerability is interpreted as charm. Her despair is packaged as allure. This misinterpretation has become her deepest regret. The agony she spent her whole life trying to escape has ultimately become the only mark by which the world remembers her.
What if Endrick repeats the same story as Samuel Eto'o? Eto'o arrived at Real Madrid as a huge promising talent, but he found himself in a squad full of stars, with no place for him. So he had to leave on loan, to gain experience, play, and show his great level. He shone at another club, and returned to Madrid, yet nothing changed. Then Eto'o decided to join their biggest rival, Barcelona, and that is how the whole world fell in love with his football. Now the situation is almost identical. He left Madrid because he had no minutes, and moved to another team, where he is breaking records and standing out. He alone defeated PSG, the current champions of the Champions League, and Real Madrid have decided to bring him back in the summer. But honestly, no one will take the starting spot from Mbappe and Vinicius. Everything fits perfectly now. If Madrid do not give him the right wing position, the best option for Endrick would be to join Barcelona. There are already rumors that the club would be delighted to sign the Brazilian. Besides, Barcelona are searching for a new center forward. Can you imagine the attacking trident?
¿Te diste cuenta de la sonrisa rígida de Michael cuando intentó jugar al Twister? Y fue ridiculizado por sus 4 hermanos. Nadie se dio cuenta de que esta fue la razón principal por la que su hermana, Janet Jackson, se negó a que su personaje apareciera en la película. Cuando Michael sostuvo felizmente el Twister y quiso compartirlo con sus hermanos mayores lo rechazaron con frialdad y se burlaron de él por ser infantil. Michael se entristeció al instante. La exclusión de sus hermanos hizo que Michael no tuviera amigos en su infancia. Su padre lo obligó desde pequeño a usar su talento para ganar dinero. Su hermano Jermaine lo difamó, llamándolo traidor a la raza. Michael padeció vitiligo por promocionar su álbum, mientras su hermano sacaba fama y fortuna de su dolor. Al ver que su hermano se beneficiaba calumniándolo, su hermana Latoya lo acusó públicamente de tener intenciones inapropiadas hacia los niños, empujándolo al abismo de la opinión pública, incluso actuando en el mismo escenario. Sus hermanos exigían $500,000 por función. Nadie se acercó
Después
a
de la
él
muerte
cuando
de Kobe
rompió a llorar.
Bryant,
Toda
Vanessa
su
crió a
familia
sus
lo
4
explotaba
hijos
en
sola
beneficio
y
propio.
heredó una fortuna de miles de millones de dólares, pero lo que hizo después dejó a todos sorprendidos. Desde ese día su vida se dividió completamente en 2 etapas. En un instante, no solo perdió a su esposo, sino que también sufrió la pérdida de su hija. Este dolor no se puede describir con palabras. Ella asumió sola toda la carga de responsabilidades. Los contratos millonarios y la fama mundial que Kobe dejó no desaparecieron. Vanessa no se echó atrás, sino que enfrentó todo de frente. Tomó el control total de todos los logros comerciales y la herencia de Kobe. Lo más impresionante es que no solo preservó esta enorme fortuna, sino que también la hizo crecer sin parar. Lo realmente impactante fue que se atrevió a enfrentarse a Nike. Cuando este gigante comercial faltó al respeto a la herencia de Kobe, ella decidió romper el contrato sin dudarlo. No le importó el cheque millonario que le ofrecía la empresa. Insistió en que los niños comunes pudieran permitirse los zapatos de la línea Kobe, y no solo que los distribuidores se beneficiaran con precios excesivos. Finalmente, Nike cedió y aceptó todas sus condiciones. También acordó donar las ganancias correspondientes a organizaciones benéficas.
Does Bad Bunny look down on the Met Gala? Is he deliberately making himself look unattractive? This year, Met Gala dress theme is fashion is art. Other celebrities spare no expense, spending huge sums to create perfect looks and dress themselves up flawlessly. But Bad Bunny, the globally famous reggaeton singer, showed up in a completely transformed elderly look, covered in wrinkles, looking old and worn out, with a cane in his hand on purpose. Even the black suit he wore is an affordable everyday piece from brands like Zara, something ordinary people can easily buy while shopping. Does he simply not take the Met Gala seriously? Is that really the case? While stars like Madonna and Heidi Klum spend large amounts of money every time on custom luxury gowns to make themselves look superior and untouchable, he took a completely different approach, using his full look to show the passage of time, the normal state of aging, and the truth that beauty will eventually fade away. With only elderly prosthetic makeup and affordable mall clothing, he made those celebrities look empty and shallow. He delivered the most stunning and meaningful artistic statement of the night. Feel free to share your thoughts. Do you think Bad Bunny's elderly look is a thoughtful, artistic creation? In football, there have been goalkeepers who didn't just stop shots, they stopped time. Here are the 5 greatest goalkeepers of all time. No 5, Peter Cech. The Wall of Chelsea, with his iconic helmet and incredible reflexes. He was always calm, even in the most intense moments. A true Premier League legend. No 4, Manuel Neuer, the goalkeeper who revolutionized modern football. The first to truly play like a sweeper keeper. Fast, brave, and always one step ahead of the striker. A World Cup winner and an undisputed leader of Bayern Munich. No 3, Iker Casillas, the guardian of Spain's dreams. A symbol of a golden generation, winning 1 World Cup and 2 European championships, with decisive saves in the most crucial moments. No 2, Gianluigi Buffon, the Italian gladiator, over 20 years at the highest level, with exceptional longevity, rarely seen in football, a timeless example of passion, leadership, and consistency. Number 1, an immortal goalkeeper known as the Black Spider, always unpredictable, always decisive, the only goalkeeper in history to win the Ballon d'Or.
¿Te acuerdas de Brooke Shields? Es una de las actrices más jóvenes de la historia de Hollywood. También una de las más polémicas y más criticadas por la opinión pública. Si has visto películas clásicas antiguas o sigues la moda y el mundo del espectáculo desde hace tiempo, lo más seguro es que no te resulte ajena esta cara impresionante. Pero muy pocas personas conocen realmente que su fama llegó demasiado pronto y con demasiada fuerza, bajo la atención abrumadora y la presión de todos los medios. Su infancia, su crecimiento y su adolescencia fueron magnificadas sin límites, comentadas y juzgadas una y otra vez por el público. Casi no tuvo ninguna oportunidad de controlar su imagen ni el ritmo de su vida, incluso estando en el centro de esta tormenta. No se dejó derrotar. Eligió valientemente apartarse temporalmente del mundo del espectáculo, centrarse en sus estudios, y gracias a su talento entró en la Universidad de Princeton para seguir formándose. Mientras se reconstruía a sí misma paso a paso, también habló abiertamente sobre su depresión posparto y sus problemas de salud mental, reanudando y redefiniendo poco a poco su carrera actoral. Finalmente logró tomar el control verdadero de su propia vida.
By 2022, he was bankrupt. He revealed the effects of Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. Half his face was paralyzed. He could not blink or smile normally. He pushed through 6 European shows while ill before having to cancel the entire tour, which left him with massive debt. To pay off the debts, he sold the rights to all 200 290 of his songs. Classics like Baby and Sorry and Lost Myself no longer belonged to him. He had no choice, and in the end, only received $200 million. It sounded like a huge sum, but today, it should have doubled or even tripled. He fired his entire team. He paid his agent $31 million to cut them off completely. For the first time, he was truly no longer controlled by anyone. After that, he fell into silence. Until late 2024, when he began posting photos from the studio. In January 2025, he wrote that he was excited for a brand new start. In April, he revealed his album was finished, then disappeared into silence again. Until July, when promotional billboards of him suddenly appeared everywhere. He released new music with no prior promotion, and it topped the charts immediately, also earning a Grammy nomination for Album of the Year. Just 11 days later, he released another new track. 11 days after that, he returned as the highest paid
Porque casi tira toda la comida, mientras Nate insiste en guardarla. Nadie se da cuenta de que casi probablemente ya ha alcanzado la libertad financiera a través de OnlyFans en esta lujosa fiesta. Junto a la piscina, Nate despliega todo el espectáculo. Licores Finos, una cena con fogata y decenas de inversores. Parece muy adinerado, pero en cuanto termina la fiesta, casi tira todos los restos de comida, mientras Nate insiste en guardarlos. Este fuerte contraste revela la verdadera brecha económica entre ambos. Puede que la realmente rica sea casi antes. Vivía con muchas dificultades. Su habitación era vieja, casi como un barrio marginal, y llevaba años usando la misma ropa. Pero para el momento de la fiesta, su cocina ya había sido completamente renovada. Este cambio repentino sugiere que obtuvo una gran suma de dinero en poco tiempo y el coche de lujo que condujo cuando fue a ver a Maddie. Con la situación económica de Nate, ni siquiera puede permitirse decenas de miles de dólares, mucho menos comprarle un deportivo. Caro, parece más bien algo proporcionado por uno de los clientes de Cassie. Más evidente aún, el anillo que Cassie le muestra a Maddie es falso. 3 mentiras que la gente todavía cree sobre Michael Jackson. Una de las mayores mentiras es que la gente sigue creyendo en su icónica inclinación antigravedad. Muchos aún piensan que es solo un truco sencillo, aunque Michael Jackson usó zapatos especialmente diseñados que se podían fijar al escenario para ayudarlo a realizar este movimiento. Pero esa no es toda la verdad. Incluso con estos zapatos, el movimiento requería una increíble fuerza central, un equilibrio perfecto y mucha práctica, algo que no cualquiera puede lograr. También hay muchas personas que afirman que cambió su color de piel, pero eso no es cierto. Michael Jackson sufría de una enfermedad rara llamada vitiligo, que hacía que algunas áreas de su cuerpo perdieran pigmentación natural. Para lidiar con esta condición, tuvo que usar maquillaje y a menudo usaba sus característicos guantes blancos y otros accesorios para equilibrar su apariencia general. Finalmente, respecto a las cirugías, muchas personas creen erróneamente que todas las cirugías de Michael Jackson fueron solo por motivos estéticos, pero no es así. Se rompió la nariz durante un ensayo de baile y luego en un accidente durante la grabación de un comercial. Sufrió graves quemaduras en la cabeza.
This player secretly took the official World Cup ball 3 months before the tournament began and trained with it all alone. Nobody noticed that he stayed behind on the pitch after every team practice. He did not practice fancy skills or physical fitness. He only took repeated shots with that exact ball. His teammates thought he was just crazy about football. Little did they know he was preparing for something huge. He trained late at night in empty stadiums alone with the Adidas World Cup ball. He had discovered a secret long before. The ball had an unpredictable, strange flight path. When the World Cup started, every goalkeeper struggled terribly. The ball flew straight, then suddenly dipped and changed direction at the last second. Even world-class keepers predicted correctly and dived perfectly. They still could not stop the shots. Even biggest football stars had no answers. Messi scored 0 goals in the 2010 World Cup. He could never figure out how to score. Ronaldo also struggled badly and only scored 1 goal. All top players seemed ordinary overnight, except for one man who stayed extremely confident. For others, it was a new, strange ball. For him, it was a powerful weapon. Game after game, he took long-range shots from 30 meters away.
These 3 players are not Muslim, yet they all completely abstain from alcohol. In third place is Cristiano Ronaldo. Many people think he is just extremely disciplined, but the real reason is far more heartbreaking. When asked why he never drinks, he answered with tears in his eyes. His father was an alcoholic, and the whole family suffered terribly because of it. His father passed away at a young age, never getting to see his success. It was this pain that made him vow to never drink alcohol for life. In second place is Harry Kane. He simply does not like drinking and usually relaxes by walking his dog. He admits he has no love for alcohol and only drinks non-alcoholic beverages instead. He also looks up to Ronaldo, who also does not drink alcohol. The first place story is the most surprising. This player even sells alcohol, yet he never takes a single sip. He is Gareth Bale. This Welsh star is a shareholder in a major local alcohol company, but when asked if he drinks, he says he is actually lucky.
Porque Cristina Koch pudo caminar. inmediatamente después de regresar del espacio, mientras Suni Williams necesitaba una camilla. La verdad es más dura de lo que imaginas. Primero, las experiencias de Christina y Suni son totalmente distintas. Christina y su equipo estuvieron solo 10 días en el espacio. Casi todos los astronautas hacían ejercicio para mantenerse en buena forma física. Incluso se vio a Víctor entrenando sus piernas. Los buenos hábitos y el ejercicio los mantuvieron sanos, mientras Suni solo debía estar 8 días, pero permaneció casi 10 meses. Por un fallo de la nave espacial, enfrentó escasez de comida y poca posibilidad de ejercitarse, lo que le hizo envejecer muy rápido. Incluso perdió sensibilidad en las piernas. Además, la nave de Christina Orión era más segura y tenía 4 bolsas de aire amortiguadoras, que redujeron el malestar al aterrizar. Por otro lado, la nave Boeing de Suni recibió un impacto mucho mayor al bajar y la NASA preparó una camilla especialmente para evitar mareos y caídas. Sin embargo, muchas personas creen que el sobrevuelo lunar de Christina fue falso. Al volver a la Tierra, no subió directamente a un barco hacia la costa.
She openly admitted that she suffers from Tourette syndrome. She never attended regular school throughout her childhood and teenage years. She always stayed quiet and cold in front of cameras and never smiled. Her unusual behaviors made everyone think she was odd, unsociable, and hard to get along with. Yet this seemingly isolated girl rewrote the history of pop music single-handedly. Billie was homeschooled all her life. She never experienced normal campus life or had classmates to stay with. She had no lively and youthful daily life. She dreamed of becoming a dancer at the age of 13. But she suffered a bone injury during practice and lost her dancing dream. At 17, she worked with her brother Phineas. They recorded her debut album only with an ordinary laptop in his bedroom. Her achievement shocked the whole world. She had no luxurious team or top-level resources. Her simple and pure music quickly took over the global music industry. She set an iconic Grammy record, becoming the youngest singer to win 4 major Grammy Awards in one night. No one had ever broken this record before. The girl once regarded as strange by
Lim Ji-yun was born in 1990. She graduated from the School of Drama at Korea National University of Arts. This powerful South Korean actress rose from a rookie who gained fame through bold performances to an acclaimed star famous for her villainous female roles. She has walked a remarkable path of counterattack. She made her debut in 2014 with the film Obsessed. She won 3 major rookie awards for her role as Jung Ga-hoon. Her career started at an extremely high level, but later she was labeled as an adult film actress for appearing in a series of explicit works. It became difficult for her to transform her acting career. She refused to be confined by such labels. She quietly honed her acting skills in works like High Society and The Rebel, waiting for a chance to make a breakthrough. 2022 marked her turning point with The Glory. She played Park Yeon-jin, arrogant, hypocritical, vicious, and ruthless. Her portrayal was extremely vivid, making the character an iconic villainous role. With this role, she won major awards, including Baeksang and Blue Dragon. She completely got rid of the restrictive label. Today, Lim Ji-yun continues to deliver outstanding works. Her acting skills have become more mature.
4 celebrities who survived accidents worthy of Final Destination. Number 4. Gordon Ramsay, the zombie bite. A terrible bicycle accident left the famous chef's torso covered in a huge purple bruise, as if it were the bite of a decaying zombie. His shattered helmet saved him from instant death by just a few millimeters. Number 3. Jeremy Renner, the 14,000-pound machine. While trying to save his nephew, the Marvel star was crushed by a track snowplow. He broke more than 30 bones and suffered severe internal injuries. The pressure was so extreme that his skull was brutally compressed. Number 2. Travis Barker, the Inferno in flames. His private jet crashed during takeoff and exploded into a fireball covered in fuel. The drummer of Blink-182 ran away from the crash site, engulfed in flames with burns covering 65% of his body. Number 1. Zac Efron, a shattered face while running in socks. He slipped and hit his chin against a granite fountain. The impact was so strong it fractured his jaw, permanently altering his facial appearance.
En menos de 12 horas después de ser abofeteada por una fan llamada Bia, Ice Spice tomó 3 medidas contundentes rápidamente, haciendo que la otra persona se arrepintiera profundamente. En el video, Ice Spice estaba comiendo con sus amigos. Una mujer llamada Bia quería sentarse junto a ellas. Ice Spice rechazó su petición y le pidió que se fuera, pero la mujer se acercó de repente y le dio una bofetada, provocando un conflicto inmediato en el lugar. Ice Spice incluso subió a la mesa para perseguirla. La pelea se extendió desde el interior del restaurante hasta la calle. El equipo de Ice Spice aseguró que fue atacada sin ninguna provocación. Bia afirmó que solo quería demostrar su admiración, y que Ice Spice la insultó primero por lo que ella reaccionó. Pocas personas saben lo que ocurrió en las siguientes 12 horas. Ice Spice aplicó 3 acciones muy severas. Primero denunció el hecho ante la policía. Contrató a un abogado para demandar a Bia, exigiendo responsabilidades legales que podrían llevarla a prisión. Segundo, responsabilizó al restaurante por la mala seguridad, haciendo que Bia tuviera que indemnizar los daños del local. ¿Has notado que Giuliano, Baldi de 12 años, puede doblar su pie a 90 grados con facilidad? Con un solo movimiento lo convirtió en el ASMR. En el estreno de Michael replica perfectamente los movimientos icónicos de Michael. No solo logra el ángulo de 90 grados, sino que puede mantenerlo por mucho tiempo, algo que muchos adultos no consiguen, como Fabio Jackson, quien fue eliminado en la audición, aunque Fabio se autodenomina el mejor imitador y cuenta con más de 12 millones de seguidores, e incluso gastó millones de dólares para parecerse a Michael. Sin embargo, en el casting de la película, Fabio fue eliminado en la primera ronda. En cambio, Giuliano avanzó en todas las etapas y consiguió el papel del joven Michael. La clave de su éxito radica en dominar el exigente movimiento de los 90 grados, lo cual requiere años de entrenamiento desde pequeño. Mientras otros jugaban, él practicaba baile con el tiempo. No solo dominó el movimiento de 90 grados, sino también el moonwalk. Los productores valoraron precisamente ese nivel de esfuerzo. En contraste, Fabio solo imitaba la apariencia, y su técnica de baile era limitada, lo que demuestra falta.
No one noticed the subtle details. Kim Chantel entered the VIP mansion just 10 minutes. One simple move made Queen Beautyface the focus of public teasing. Queen Beautyface was eliminated from the show this week. Kim Chantel made a sudden surprise appearance. Whether planned or coincidental, their emotional drama has always been popular online. Kim Chantel always dominates public opinion. She stays relaxed and never shows her feelings. Queen Beautyface grew nervous the moment she saw Kim and was teased non-stop by other guests. Kim keeps a polite distance and stays low-key. Queen Beautyface once argued with other cast members over a man and openly offended people in front of cameras. Kim's attitude now is totally different from Queen Beautyface back then. Kim and her ex were the most popular couple on Mexican reality TV. Queen Beautyface, as her friend got between them and took her boyfriend. She is still seen as a third party by the public. The ex-boyfriend looked awkward when seeing Kim. It is clear he still has feelings for her. Many viewers regret eliminating Queen Beautyface too early. The two went viral in 2023 after a failed proposal on the show. Now they meet on screen again. People are waiting for what happens next.
She filed for divorce right away. Few people know how his multi-million-dollar contracts became public. Khaby Lame had been married for nearly 3 years. His girlfriend Zainab Al-Ook had been with him even before they got married. No one knew how he suddenly gained worldwide attention, but in that moment, everything changed. He became a global star overnight. With million-dollar brand deals and worldwide fame, his life was completely turned upside down in just a few months. It was at this point that she suddenly filed for divorce. She cited irreconcilable differences in the legal papers. No scandals broke out during the whole matter, nor did either side make any high-profile statements. There's also a little-known detail in this story. Legally speaking, he had almost no registered assets under his name. Cars, real estate, and various bills were all registered under his father's name. On the surface, he lived a glamorous life like a millionaire, but none of the official documents were under his own name. Meanwhile, during this period, she had accumulated millions in assets. The final outcome was completely opposite to what was expected. She not only failed to get any money from him, but also ended up in a very vulnerable position. Khaby Lame could have legally fought for his share of the property, but he chose not to. Instead, he gave up all legal claims, let her go cleanly.
Arda Güler stepped onto the pitch and did not greet Vinicius Jr. He ignored him completely. Endrick tried to greet Bellingham during a training session, but the Englishman ignored him, leaving his hand hanging in the air, just like Carvajal before him, who refused to greet Mbappe when the Frenchman had just come onto the pitch. Carvajal ignored Mbappe as if he did not exist at all. While sitting on the bench, Carvajal mocked Alexander-Arnold because Arnold did not run to defend and only walked slowly. Later, Arda Güler ignored both Mbappe and Bellingham, which angered the French star who started insulting Güler. Bellingham then stepped forward to scold Güler for not passing the ball, which upset Güler greatly. He also insulted Bellingham in another match, because Bellingham did not pass to him either. The Real Madrid players do not like each other at all. Their egos have made them hostile toward one another. Vinicius refused to celebrate after scoring in the Belgian derby, and when Mbappe scored another goal, Vinicius refused to go and celebrate with the rest of the team. The Real Madrid locker room is completely broken. If things do not change,
Es uno de los pocos actores que odia el papel que lo hizo famoso entre los jóvenes de todo el mundo. Después del estreno de Crepúsculo, Robert Pattinson se volvió famoso en todo el mundo de la noche a la mañana. Su rostro aparecía en portadas de revistas noticias y casi todos los móviles de las chicas. Detrás de esa fama desmedida, hay una verdad que casi nadie considera. El éxito que todo el mundo admiraba era una jaula de oro para él. Junto a millones de seguidores llegó la etiqueta de vampiro que se quedó pegada a él durante muchos años. Confesó en múltiples entrevistas que ese papel lo agobiaba por completo. El público dejó de verlo como un actor y solo lo asociaba a ese único personaje. Llegó a decir públicamente que la historia era absurda y su personaje un psicópata depresivo. Durante 10 años eligió películas extrañas, oscuras y complicadas. Buscó deliberadamente que el público dejara de quererlo para borrar la imagen del vampiro. Han pasado casi 20 años y ya superó ese papel.
For a long time, Michael Jackson's appearance change from black to white has been widely misunderstood as plastic surgery gone wrong or trying to cross racial lines. Yet few people understood the bitterness and helplessness behind it. His physical changes began with accidents and illnesses. He broke his nose in 1979, and his first rhinoplasty was only for medical repair. A Pepsi commercial accident in 1984 caused burns to his scalp. Many subsequent nose surgeries were to repair scars and tissues damaged by lupus. He was diagnosed with vitiligo in 1986. This autoimmune disease destroys melanocytes, leaving white patches all over his skin. To cover uneven skin tone, he wore heavy makeup for a long time. Later, he received medical depigmentation treatment to remove remaining melanin and lighten his overall skin color. Coupled with long-term vegetarian weight loss and physical exhaustion from illness, his facial features gradually became more prominent, together with malicious media interpretations and racial criticism. It created the illusion of a completely changed face. He never intended to betray his race. Instead, he repeatedly stated that he was proud to be black.
Nobody realized that. Less than 24 hours after being drafted #1 overall, Fernando Mendoza quietly made 3 heartfelt moves to give back to his ailing mother. First, he bought a fully accessible home right near the Raiders Stadium. His family lives in Miami. Las Vegas, where the Raiders play, is nearly 2,500 miles away. A 6-hour flight is brutal for anyone, but for someone with MS who depends on a wheelchair, it is almost impossible to manage week after week. So Mendoza went all in. Less than a day after hearing his name called, he purchased a custom-designed, fully wheelchair-accessible mansion in a Vegas neighborhood. Second, he launched the Mendoza Family Foundation. He announced a major partnership with the National MS Society. A significant chunk of his rookie contract is going directly into the foundation to help families facing the same daily battles his family has fought. Finally, he wove his mother into his custom cleats. No flashy designs, no hype. On the insoles, he used 3D printing to recreate the last footprints his mother left behind before being confined to a wheelchair, stitched into the heel and orange ribbon.
Actrices que son tan altas que hacen ver pequeños a sus compañeros de reparto. Número 3. Elizabeth Debicki. Si la viste en Guardianes de la Galaxia, ya sabes que es imponente, pero su estatura real es de 1,90 m y 1 centímetros. Cuando graba con actores de estatura promedio, tienen que ponerle plataformas a ellos o pedirle a ella que se quite los tacones para que quepan en el mismo encuadre. Ella camina con una elegancia que intimida a cualquiera en el set. Número 2. Gwendolyn Christie. Conocida por interpretar a Brienne de Tarth en Game of Thrones, mide 1,90 m y 1 centímetros. Lo más sorprendente es que ella ama usar tacones en las galas, llegando a superar los 2 metros de altura. Ha contado que de joven le generaba inseguridad, pero hoy usa su altura para dominar cada escena y dejar claro quién es la jefa. Verla al lado de otros actores es impresionante. Número 3. Nicole Kidman. Aunque parece que todos son altos, en Hollywood mide 1,80 m y desde joven le dijeron que no tendría éxito por ser muy alta. Durante años la vimos hacer ver pequeño a su ex esposo. Tom Cruise ella misma confesó que
Just before he died, they asked Pelé who was the strongest player he had ever seen or faced in his life, and his answer surprised everyone. He said, "I have watched entire generations of great players go by. I have played with the best, and I have observed thousands of talented athletes, but there was only one who gave me the feeling of witnessing something magical, almost unreal. One might think of a legendary defender or an unstoppable forward, but it was not so." The journalist insisted, "Who is that player, and what made him so special?" Pelé lowered his gaze, smiled, and replied, "It is Ronaldinho." He explained he was an artist. He played with joy, creativity, and improvisation. He did things no one else dared to imagine with a simple movement. He made football come alive. He invented passes, dribbles, and plays that seemed to come from another world. Pelé added that every time he watched Ronaldinho play, he saw the very essence of football: freedom, fun, and spectacle. He did not play only to win. He played to amaze. And even though they never shared the pitch in an official match, Pelé recognized in him a spiritual heir, a player capable of lifting up an entire stadium, even the fans of the rival team. Did you know that one of the most spectacular scenes in the movie, Taxi, where Daniel spins around and parks next to a pharmacy, came from a real accident that happened right during filming? While shooting this scene, the crew faced an unexpected problem. The issue was that the Peugeot car itself was not designed for such extreme drifts. The car kept catching on the asphalt and refused to slide stylishly for the dramatic effect. Because of this, the film crew had to constantly lubricate the wheels and pour a special mixture onto the road surface. Dozens of takes were discarded because the shots did not look dynamic enough. Then, when the stunt driver decided to push the car to its maximum, the situation got completely out of control. At high speed, the car spun too sharply and crashed full speed into the curb. The car was thrown upward, lifting almost onto 2 wheels for a moment. Filming stopped immediately because the car could no longer drive properly. But when the crew reviewed the recorded footage, something unexpected happened. It turned out that this exact take looked the most spectacular and realistic of all.
¿Sabes por qué Margot Robbie odia profundamente el icónico look de Harley Quinn? Aunque Margot es considerada la intérprete perfecta de Harley, pocas personas saben que ella misma odia completamente todo el vestuario de Harley, especialmente los pantalones cortos, extremadamente cortos. Se dice que este look se inspiró en la saga de videojuegos Arkham y en la legendaria rockera Debbie Harry. Sin embargo, debido a que el ropa es muy reveladora y se ajusta casi totalmente al cuerpo, resulta muy incómoda cada vez que se suda. Margot ha confesado en varias entrevistas que sentirse así es como no llevar nada puesto. Incluso pidió al director un vestuario más práctico, pero se lo negaron, peor aún por lo revelador del atuendo. Margot sufrió acoso por parte de extraños en el set, hasta el año 2022. Gracias a la insistencia de Margot, el vestuario de Aves de Presa fue completamente rediseñado, manteniendo los colores y el espíritu rebelde de Harley, pero siendo mucho más cómodo para Margot, para que el público no centrara su atención en la polémica del vestuario. Margot se esforzó aún más en su actuación, realizando entrenamientos intensivos de combate. Puedes creerlo, son hermanas de los mismos padres, pero viven vidas totalmente diferentes. Kendall Jenner tiene 28 años. Es la reina de la moda. Es una supermodelo presente en todas las pasarelas internacionales y una de las modelos mejor pagadas del mundo. Vive en una mansión de $8.500.000 en Hollywood Hills, con piscina infinita y balcón panorámico. Solo consume alimentos orgánicos y entrena cada día, manteniendo siempre su físico y su estado en el nivel más alto. Trabaja con marcas de lujo como Chanel, Versace y Estée Lauder. Con solo un desfile de moda puede ganar hasta $80.000. Una vez confesó: nací para pertenecer a la pasarela. Kylie Jenner tiene 27 años. Es la reina de la belleza. Su estilo de vida es llamativo y muy lujoso. Vive en una mansión de $36 millones en Los Ángeles, con cine privado y un garaje lleno de supercoches de lujo. Gracias a su propia marca de cosméticos, se convirtió en multimillonaria a los 21 años. Es una mujer empresarial con gran influencia en el mundo de los negocios, y también es madre de 2 hijos. Logra equilibrar su vida familiar y gestionar su negocio de forma excelente con una actitud madura y segura. Porque las celebridades usan los vestidos más caros en la alfombra roja, la mayoría se asegura de llevar algo que ningún otro artista haya usado antes, incluso si realmente no les queda bien, como cuando Kim Kardashian usó el vestido de Marilyn Monroe, o cuando llevó una máscara completa, solo para verse única, pero la única a la que no le importa, y usa lo que quiere. Es Lana del Rey. Ella usó un vestido que todos asumieron que era de un diseñador famoso, solo para luego revelar que simplemente lo compro en el centro comercial, o como otros temen tropezar. Pero la única que rompe la regla y usa la ropa más cómoda es Billie Eilish. Suele aparecer con ropa amplia y un estilo de cabello y maquillaje sencillo, manteniéndose fiel a su look característico, en lugar de seguir la opinión de los demás. Jenna Ortega, a pesar de usar tacones, todavía no alcanza la altura de Gwendolyn Christie, pero la única que no necesita tacones, y aún así los usa, es Taylor Swift. Mide aproximadamente 1,78 metros, y aún usando tacones, sigue siendo más baja que su prometido. Lisa y Kendall llegaron a la alfombra roja al mismo tiempo, pero cuando los fotógrafos...
The 7 most handsome gay men in Hollywood. Number 1, Luke Evans, known for his roles in Dracula Untold and Beauty and the Beast. He came out of the closet in 2014. He has combined his personal charm with an outstanding career in Hollywood. Number 2, Charlie Carver, famous for his roles in Teen Wolf and The Leftovers. He came out of the closet in 2016. He has won wide praise for his genuine personality and attractive looks. Number 3, Zachary Quinto, widely recognized for playing Spock in Star Trek. He came out of the closet in 2011. He stands out for his sophisticated style and activism supporting LGBTQ rights. Number 4, T.R. Knight, remembered as George O'Malley in Grey's Anatomy. He came out of the closet in 2006. He has won over the audience with his kindness and natural charm. Number 5, Wentworth Miller, famous for his leading role in Prison Break. He came out of the closet in 2013. He is admired for his intelligence and his stance against bullying. Number 6, Cheyenne Jackson, actor and singer, known for his roles in American Horror Story. He came out of the closet in 2005. He has combined his powerful stage presence. Georgina could not believe it when she found out that one of her housekeepers had been hiding something for 3 years. For 3 years. Maria had worked at Georgina and Ronaldo's house. Every morning at 8 o'clock, she arrived on time. She cleaned the house quietly and never complained. But on a rainy morning, Georgina saw Maria walking to work, completely soaked, worried. She asked Maria, "Why do you not come by car?" Maria smiled softly and replied, "I do not have a car. Mrs. Georgina, I take 2 buses every single day." Georgina was deeply shocked for 3 years. Maria had made a 2-hour trip in the rain or sun just to work and support her family, without ever saying a single word. That night, Georgina told Ronaldo what she had discovered without hesitation. He said, "We are going to buy her a car the next morning." Georgina called Maria outside parked. At the entrance, there was a brand new white car with a big red ribbon. On top, "Maria, this is for you," Georgina said, handing her the keys. Tears filled Maria's eyes. "Mrs. Georgina, I cannot accept this." Georgina smiled warmly.
La leyenda del rock, con una fortuna de $500 millones, lava platos junto a las personas sin hogar. Cuando se reveló la verdad, todo el mundo se quedó muy sorprendido. Se trata de Jon Bon Jovi, el vocalista de una de las bandas de rock más famosas de la historia. Mientras otras estrellas gastan su dinero en yates e islas privadas, Jon dedica millones de dólares a luchar contra la pobreza callejera durante toda su vida. Invierte grandes sumas de dinero en ayudar a las personas más vulnerables. Abrió un restaurante muy especial que no tiene precios en la carta. Si no tienes dinero, solo debes trabajar 1 hora en la cocina o el jardín para recibir una comida caliente y completa totalmente gratuita. Jon mismo se queda muchas veces junto al fregadero, lavando platos codo con las personas sin hogar. A través de su fundación benéfica, construye viviendas para las personas de la calle. Ayuda a miles de personas a recomponerse y empezar una nueva vida. Hasta el día de hoy, su fundación ha repartido más de 150,000 comidas gratuitas. ¿Con cuántas mujeres tuvo hijos Don Ramón? Y la verdad oculta detrás de su vida privada, en medio del mundo del espectáculo caótico y ostentoso. La vida privada de Don Ramón fue limpia y sencilla. Siempre fue fiel al amor y tuvo una única esposa durante toda su vida. A diferencia de muchas celebridades, Raymond Valdez, mejor conocido como Don Raymond, nunca tuvo múltiples relaciones mediáticas. La mayor parte de su vida estuvo casado con una sola mujer, cuidó de su familia y se mantuvo alejado de escándalos y polémicas. En segundo lugar, sus hijos. Don Ramón tuvo 10 hijos. Todos con la misma mujer. Los más conocidos son Carmen Raymond Jr. y Esteban. En varias ocasiones han hablado públicamente de la vida humilde y sencilla que llevaban junto a su padre. A pesar de su gran fama, nunca presumieron su estatus ni buscaron lujos innecesarios. En tercer lugar, su vida familiar discreta y tranquila, aunque en pantalla interpretaba a un hombre endeudado, problemático y en situaciones difíciles. En la vida real era todo lo contrario. Fue un padre dedicado, cercano a sus hijos y muy protector con toda su familia.
He married an Argentine waitress when people all over the world told him not to do it. This is Matt Damon. Matt Damon left everyone speechless with his choice. He turned down many famous actresses just to be with a woman who had no money in her bank account. He was the perfect, charming star, wealthy, and highly sought after. Yet he ended up hiding in an ordinary small bar in Miami, away from the crowd. It was there that he met Luciana Barroso, a waitress who made a living only from tips, barely able to support her daughter. Against all social norms, this situation did not hold him back, but made him more attracted. High society could not understand how a man with so much wealth could fall for an ordinary girl who worked odd jobs and served drinks. This became the biggest gossip of the year. No one could understand why he stepped away from the circle of red carpet celebrities to fall in love with an ordinary person without luxury status. He took her from a humble small bar to a life like a queen. He also showed all material-minded women that money cannot buy true love, and that an ordinary person can win the man many Hollywood divas dream of. Would you dare to let go of all your glory?
Porque el director rechazó que Bubble, el chimpancé de Michael, apareciera en la película. La razón real es muy conmovedora. En su testamento, Michael dejó fondos para asegurar el bienestar de Bubbles. Así que incluso después de su muerte, sigue viviendo bien. El director decidió no hacer aparecer a Bubbles físicamente en la película, y lo recrearon en CGI por 3 razones. Primero, Bubbles no vio a Michael desde hace más de 21 años. Jaffer Jackson, quien lo interpreta, se parece mucho a él, lo que podría emocionar demasiado a Bubbles. Después del rodaje, esa figura desaparecería de su vida, lo que podría hacerle creer a Bubbles que ya no lo visitarían, causándole tristeza y estrés, lo cual no es bueno para un chimpancé mayor. Segundo, Bubbles ya no disfruta estar cerca de los humanos. Volvió a su grupo de chimpancés, donde es líder, y ahora solo confía en su personal de cuidado, prefiriendo interacciones a distancia. Ya no depende de los humanos, y prefiere estar con otros chimpancés. Y tercero, el director evitó usar a Bubbles en la película, porque Michael siempre veló por su bienestar, y le dio un entorno tranquilo. Usar a Bubbles en el rodaje